I remember the time in my life where I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even move. I was paralyzed from hip to foot on my left side. And I made a promise to God that if I ever got off that couch, that I would run. 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with Graves' disease. And Graves' disease is an autoimmune disease that attacks the muscles. Specifically, attacks the muscles of the eyes, the muscles in your hands, and the muscles in your limbs, including your legs. So when I got that diagnosis, the first thing they told me is that I had to stop running for multiple reasons. One, just my muscles wouldn't be as strong and be able to hold myself in proper form for running. And two, because they were more fearful of me losing too much weight and possibly creating myself to have a heart defect from the speeding up of the metabolism and the heart rate. By the time I got diagnosed with Graves' disease, I had at that point already ran well over 100 marathons, both half and full marathons. I tell people I never allowed my disease to even become my life's diagnosis. So I've always looked at it as just another mile marker in a race, basically. So autoimmune was like hitting mile 20 in a marathon where naturally your body hits the wall. And so I knew I can get past that mile marker of mile 20 of hitting the wall and push through for the last push to get to the finish line. Running a marathon and your life are very synonymous. You go through different mile markers in your life. You go through different ups and downs of emotions. There are certain things that prepare you for that next step, which is your training ground for that next race. I spread my wings and fly. People will look at it as a disadvantage, but I think it now has given me a greater advantage because no one has a stronger why when you get diagnosed with a disease or an ailment that tell you can't do something and you actually accomplish it. The finish line is merely the beginning of an entirely new race. When you think you have reached what's known to you in that moment as the finish line, in a balancing stick of emotions ranging from exhaustion to excitement, you later realize that you still have thousands of miles of life to go in front of you.